back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Maddie and I realized I haven't filmed one of these videos in a while, so in today's video we are bringing back how much I read in a week as a booktuber, wannabe booktuber. Subscribe down below. So just to let you know, I have a job, I work from home, my hours vary. I just make it a priority to read over socializing, over watching TV sometimes, and that is why I feel like I read more than the average person. I shouldn't have to make a disclaimer, but some people like to come for you if they see that you read a ton in a week. They think you do nothing. I'm also always listening to something, whether it's a podcast, a YouTube video in the background, or an audiobook. So that also ups the amount of books I read a week or a year, because I do go through quite a few audiobooks. I like to keep my mind busy. And I really think I'm going to be reading a lot this week because I'm sick, but not the type of sick where you don't feel good enough to read. I'm on the mend. And Sam, my husband, is still out of town, so we're not going to be watching TV or doing anything together, so that's more reading time. And I don't have a lot of work this week, so yay. Also, I'm still jet lagged, so if I'm reading at 4 a.m., those pages count for this video. It is now Tuesday. Yesterday, I read a little bit, considering before that I hadn't read for a week. I am currently living in Amsterdam and I flew back from the United States Sunday night, landed Monday morning here, and my time zones are all messed up, and I probably technically read these pages sometime Sunday night over the ocean, but I do know it was Monday morning in Amsterdam when I was reading these pages, so we're counting that. I listened to 18% of The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley when I was on the plane ride back here, and I read 79 pages of A Mile High by Liz Tomford as well. This intro is already long enough, so maybe I'll update you with my thoughts and feelings on those books when I come back to update you with my final page count for Tuesday. Hey guys, it is almost 10:30 and I don't think I'm done reading for the day, but I will leave you here with my final update for Tuesday. I listened to 26% more of The Paris Apartment. I had no intentions of even reading this book, but it was one of the only audiobooks I had downloaded on my Libby app when I was on the plane a few days ago, and I just wanted to listen to something because I couldn't fall asleep. And so I started that, and I'm now committing to finishing it because I don't hate it, but it also doesn't really have my attention. All I know is that in this apartment in Paris, Ben goes missing and his sister Jessica shows up because she's supposed to be staying with him. And so now she's trying to piece together where he went, and a few other things just aren't adding up. So she's talking to everybody in the apartment that she runs into and trying to figure out where her brother is. There are a lot of point of views, so I'm kind of confusing those, but I don't think it really matters. I don't know, maybe things will click more as the story unfolds. As for the book I'm reading on my Kindle, Mile High, I'm going to put my final page count for the day right here because I'm sure I'm going to read a lot more until I fall asleep because I'm not tired right now. At first I hated the male main character, and I think that's pretty common because this book is part of the Windy City series, I believe, which has 5 or 6 books. And I think it's over now. But I remember when this book came out, it feels like only 2 years ago, like people started talking about this book. Everybody was like, oh, I hate the first one, but skip it and just go to the second one. And that didn't sit right with me because like I want to read things in order and see if I like it. But I went into this one knowing I might hate it. And I think I remember everybody hating it because of the male main character, because he's such a playboy. And at first he was unbearable, but as you get into the story, you kind of learn that that's all an act. And the toxic part of me loves a playboy. Loves me a Harden from After. I can't think of one other bad boy character, but you know what I mean? It's kind of entertaining. But the reason I'm actually liking this book and wanting to continue reading it is because of our female main character, Stevie. I'm relating to a lot of things with her story right now, and I want to see how this ends up. I feel like the couple could end up being sweet together, and I'm hopeful that, did I say his name? I think it's Sanders? I'm hopeful that he will stop being annoying. See you guys tomorrow.
I don't wanna call you later. You're tearing my heart up like it's paper, and somehow you turn to.
The white jacket is back. You know what that means? It's fall. Not me making 3 fall themed videos before this one, and girl, it wasn't even fall. It still isn't, really. I mean, I guess technically it is because of what, September 23rd? It's still 65 degrees outside. And you're looking at me like, 65 degrees? What are you wearing, girlfriend? 65 degrees in the Netherlands is different than 65 degrees in the US. It's chillier here. It's windy, okay? Give me a break. I'll probably take this off after my walk. Well, what did I come on here to say? Oh, I'm leaving the house. It is Wednesday, and I feel better. I'm definitely still congested, but I didn't wake up questioning my existence, so that's good. And I feel good enough to go outside, get some fresh air. It rained every single day I was gone. Like, I saw all the TikToks, all the Instagram stories of people being like, I hate this. And ever since I've been back, it's been sunshine and blue skies. So I'm a lucky charm. You're welcome, everybody. Reading updates. Over halfway through with the Paris apartment. Here's my update. I don't care. But I'm listening to it, so I might as well just continue. And I want to find out what happens, but I want to find out in the next chapter. Camera ran out of storage. What was I even saying? Oh, I'm going for a walk, so I'm going to continue listening to the Paris apartment. Crank that bad boy up to 2x speed. Let's finish this book. This is my first Lucy Foley? This is my first Lucy Foley novel. Not feeling it. Maybe I would feel differently if I sat down and read it. I don't know. I do feel like, and I hate to say this, but I do feel like the audiobook, listening to it instead of actually physically reading it, does change my opinion sometimes. Sometimes for the worse, mostly for the worse, and only a little bit for the better. Last thing, I made myself wake up early this morning, even though I still did not fall asleep until after 3 a.m. Set alarm, woke up, sat down, read for an hour straight because I just set a timer and I'm filming a TikTok, whatever. Go follow me on TikTok if you care. I don't even think I care. I'm over TikTok. Can you tell I'm feeling better because I'm just being obnoxious? And I read Mile High during that hour and it got good. It got good. I'm 70% through with it, but let me tell you something. Way too long. Way too long. I don't know how many pages this is. I feel like it's close to 500. No romance book should be 500 pages. So I want to just sit down, finish that today, finish Paris apartment today, start over tomorrow, try again tomorrow. And so, I'm being so dramatic. I like Mile High. I like the 2 main characters together now, but now there's gonna be conflict, obviously, so that's gonna piss me off, and it's just gonna drag on longer than it needs to. But honestly, I don't feel the need to read the rest of the series right now, but if I'm enjoying the first book and everyone else hated it, I can only imagine how much I would like the rest of the series, you know? But it's not one that you need to finish. It's not fantasy, it's not high stakes. And I've already met some of the characters that I know will be the main characters in the other book, so we'll see. I haven't even finished the book yet. It's definitely gonna be 3 stars right as of right now. Could go up 3.5 stars. We shall see. I'm going to shut up now and go for a walk and get a cold brew at Spar, because they have those little 7-Eleven ice cups with the pouches. But I'm not gonna get the ice cup. I'm just gonna walk back with it, get free ice here. Nobody cares. Bye.
Ranger, we used to work, now I'm trying to make sure that we're both on the same page. I don't want it to complicate. I know you're riding away.
Where did my tan go? What is this lighting? Okay, I'm back. And 5 minutes into that walk, I wanted to turn around, but I didn't. I got some exercise for the first time in forever, and it felt good. But I do retract what I said earlier. Fall is here. It is chilly outside, and it was so windy, I had to keep turning up the volume on my AirPods because I couldn't even hear the audiobook. Coffee haul. And no, I will not accept any iced coffee slander. You can drink iced coffee all year round, and I will continue to do so. Why is this even an argument? Like, you drink cold water all year round, or at least I do. I don't know. I got 3 coffee pouches. This is a blue fun drink. This is the black Americano for Sam when he gets back Friday morning. I can't wait. And I'm sure he's gonna need this because he still has to work after his flight lands. And then I got my favorite, the sweet Americano, which I'm going to make right now because I could fall asleep. Okay, I'll update you guys when I finish the Paris apartment and Mile High because I'm doing that today. Mark my words. Hello everybody. I have some reading updates for you. Sorry that light is directly shining onto my big forehead. Whatever. I DNF'd the Paris apartment and I finished Mile High. So technically I did what I said I was going to do. Let me get the Paris apartment out of the way. From the beginning, I didn't really feel invested in this story. And once I got to 69% through with the book, according to my Libby app, I said, we're done. Nope, can't do this anymore. Looked up the spoilers or how the book ended. And I'm glad I did that because I probably would have been confused by the ending because apparently I wasn't paying attention. So that's dead and gone. The way I'm gonna count that for this how much I read in a week video is I'm going to count the pages I did read. So I know I listened to it as an audiobook, but I'm gonna do some math, figure out how many pages I read of the book and count those pages, but not the full book, if anybody cares. Why am I leaning this way? Like, sit up straight, girl. Now, Mile High. Another book I have mixed feelings about. I really liked the middle, the heart of the book. Like I said, this morning I sat down and read for an hour straight and wanted to keep reading. But then, like I said earlier, the conflict was coming up and the conflict was silly. And then we spent 150 pages, I kid you not, trying to fix the conflict. That didn't work for me. It was just way too long. And I say this all the time, but in some of my favorite romance books of all time, I can pick out quotes and declarations of love that I love and think about them forever. Like I can do that with Beach Read, Happy Place, Magnolia Parks. And for this book, it clearly was not going to be a favorite, but I didn't highlight anything at all. So that's an indicator in my mind that I didn't really enjoy it. I was entertained by it a little bit, but I would not rate it highly. I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but honestly, it's more of like a 2.5, 2.75 situation. Now, this is book 1 in an interconnected standalone series, and it, like I said earlier, it is the book that everybody says is the worst one, but to continue reading the series. And at this time, I'm not immediately going to jump in the second book, and I probably won't anytime soon, but I could see myself giving the other books in the series a chance in the future, but I'm definitely not running at them full speed, like give them to me, you know? That's my piece on that. The book I have my eyes on next is Wild Dark Shore. I will let you guys know if I end up reading this or what I end up doing tonight. Bye. I just realized I never said how many pages I read yesterday. So in Mile High, I read 222 pages to finish the book. And then I did end up starting Wild Dark Shore last night, and I'm definitely intrigued. I read 30 pages of that. And then I think I said I listened to 24% of the Paris apartment before I DNF'd it. So I read a total of 252 pages yesterday. That's a whole book. It is now Thursday and I have not read anything today because I started watching Sirens last night on Netflix. So good. There are only 5 episodes, so you can just binge them all. And then I was filming my TBR videos today. But I definitely will sit down and read Wild Dark Shore soon. Thursday. at 10 p.m. and I wanted to let you guys know that I ended up reading 30 pages of Wild Dark Shore today, which may not seem like a lot, but honestly I'm counting that as a win because it does take you a little bit to get into a book. Like, it's hard to start a new book, but also I'm just out of my reading routine since I didn't read for over a week there when I was back visiting family. Now I just want to watch TV and absolutely use no brain power. That seems more fun to me right now than reading, especially since the last 2 books I read, the books in this video, were not good books to me. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Wild Dark Shore. So basically there is this remote island called Shearwater. It's close to Antarctica, and there's a family of 4 living there, a father and his 3 kids, because he is the caretaker of Shearwater Island and the huge seed bank that exists there. And I can't exactly explain the idea of a seed bank, but I get it. And I know that this exists in real life. Not this specific one, but there is one, I'm pretty sure, in the Arctic Circle. I don't know. But basically, they preserve all of these seeds and life so that way we can start a new world if we need one, is my understanding. This family just lives isolated on this island, and they're just living their everyday life there. And then one day, a mysterious woman washes up on shore, which is crazy because they're in the middle of nowhere. And so they're trying to figure out where this woman came from and if they're in danger. Okay, good night everybody. I will update you tomorrow on Friday. Cool. Hey guys, it is Friday evening. I'm back in my favorite spot to update you in at night. I did do some reading today. I read 73 pages of Wild Dark Shore. I think I'm going to call it a night because Sam's back and he's already asleep. This book does have my attention. I'm just having trouble, like I said yesterday, wanting to sit down and read. I've been into binging TV shows lately, so that's my fault. I am now halfway through with Wild Dark Shore, and it is really interesting. But it's going to be one of those books where the ending kind of determines my final thoughts and rating of the book, because it is technically a thriller or a psychological thriller. I don't really know. So I guess we're going to find out. It is also fiction. I forgot to say that yesterday. And the writing is beautiful. I have dog-eared a few pages now where I like the writing and I'm invested. So hopefully I can finish this weekend and give you guys my final thoughts. See you tomorrow, the weekend. It's Saturday, and I have filmed this clip 3 times now because I just cannot stop talking. And you know why? It's because I finished Wild Dark Shore this morning and I loved it. And I don't know how to put that into words. So I've just been rambling. I woke up early this morning because I went to bed at a reasonable hour, and I started reading this from the second I woke up, and I finished it before lunchtime. I finished the second half of this book in one sitting. I had to know what was going to happen. I know I said earlier it was a thriller or a psychological thriller, and I would say yes, there are thriller or mystery aspects to this story, but overall I think this would be classified as literary fiction. Still not exactly sure because whenever I research it, everybody says something differently. More of a literary fiction. There are so many beautiful messages and themes in here. I got emotional when I was reading it. I didn't know what my rating was going to be until about the 200-page mark, and at 200 pages I was thinking, okay, this is a good story. Like, I don't want to put it down, maybe a 4-star read. But once I read page 287, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a 5-star read. And I can't read you that page because huge spoilers, but I just loved how everything was written. It was beautiful and sad and heartbreaking, and I don't know. I just loved it. It was a heavier read than you would think, but me personally, I do love an emotional read. It dealt with grief. It talked about being a mother, being a parent. The overall message was just love. Like, what would you do for someone that you love? I dog-eared so many pages, and let me read you 2 of my favorite quotes because I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just read the out of context quote. I understand what it means to lose someone suddenly. I know how words unspoken can be a poison within. So if I am to lose someone slowly, I will make sure there is nothing unsaid. Ugh. I think of how we will console the kids, but here is the nature of life, that we must love things with our whole selves, knowing they will die. Oh my gosh. Also, I know I said that Shearwater Island, the island in this book, isn't real, but after reading the acknowledgements, it is based on this real island that I will include right here, otherwise I will mispronounce it. The story feels so real and the island feels so real because there is a real island like this, and the author actually visited it and did her research and, you know, spent a lot of time writing this book, and the island truly does feel like a character, and that's the way she intended it to be, because I think she said something about that in the acknowledgements as well. I loved learning about the island and the animals that lived there. I learned so much. You can learn so much from a fictional book. I need to stop talking about this because I'll talk about it forever. But the last thing I will say, well, two more things, is this reminded me so much of Shark Heart, which is another book I read this year and loved and gave 5 stars to. So if you read Shark Heart, definitely check this one out. And if you loved this one, check out Shark Heart. They're both just so deep and beautiful and profound. But also both books are heartbreaking, so don't forget that. There's one other quote I want to read you guys, but I feel like it will be a spoiler, so just read it for yourself. Last thing, I swear, I think this is being adapted into a movie. Not confirmed officially, but they're working on it. This would be such a good movie. Okay, I did start another book, but I'll update you guys on that later because you're probably tired of me yapping. I read 165 pages of Wild Dark Shore this morning. I love reading on a Saturday morning. See you later. Okay, I'm back because I did end up reading more on Saturday. I started People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, and I ended up reading 104 pages of that. So 104 of People Watching plus 165 of Wild Dark Shore means I read 269 pages today. Absolutely insane. What a good reading day. I am going to bed right now because it's past my bedtime, but I will tell you more about People Watching tomorrow.
She's a deadhead sticker and a camo hat. She's a fill up the van and never look back. Tie-dye bandana, Monterey to Montana.
Hey guys, it is Sunday evening. We're about to go to dinner and the One Republic concert, so I thought I would update you here. I did do some reading today. Don't know how many pages exactly because my Kindle's over there, but probably close to 100. I'll put that exact number on the screen here because I think that's all I'm going to read tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I've only read one other book by this author and I really loved it. It was Out on a Limb and I gave it 5 stars. I would probably lower my rating now to 4 stars, but I just remember really enjoying that book. That's the only one I've read by her though. I was interested to see what I would think of this one, and right now I'm not loving it, which is annoying because I've only seen negative reviews about this book and I wanted to read it and love it and prove to the haters that they were wrong. But unfortunately, I am one of those haters. I'm not a hater. I don't think the writing is cringy or anything. The story is just not working for me. And I would have thought I would love this book because it's like an innocent girl bad boy trope, which I tend to love or have loved in the past. So maybe my taste is different now because the way that these two characters are interacting, not loving. And it is very insta-lovey, and that's kind of hit or miss with me. Or not insta-lovey because they're friends, but insta-obsession, which needs to be done right in a book, and in this case it's not doing it. I don't want to read the summary of this book because it is another long one on Goodreads, but this is what a blurb says. A small town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. I'm 60% through with it. I see this book being a 2-star read. Hopefully that changes, I don't know. I haven't really highlighted anything in the writing, not really any sweet moments right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow with our final page count for this week.
Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life.
wrap up this week's video and tell you how many pages I ended up reading. So last week I read 4 books. One of them was a DNF, The Paris Apartment. I'm not counting the entire book, 4 pages read for that one, obviously, because I DNF'd it around the 70% mark of the audiobook. But I will be counting the pages I did read / listen to. I did a little math and I got the exact number of pages I ended up reading for that. I read Mile High. Hey, I said I read 4 books. I only read 3. 3.5. I also finished Wild Dark Shore, which was a banger of a book. Go read that. And then I read 60% of People Watching, which I'm not loving right now, but it is what it is. I'm glad I got back to the swing of things and back into reading after my travels and being sick and whatnot. I would consider this week a success. So when I added all of the pages together, I ended up reading 1,249 pages this week. I'm not trying to brag or anything, that's just the reality of my week and the reality of a homebody introvert who doesn't like to leave the house. If you're exactly like that, you should subscribe down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe. I post new bookish videos every week and I would love it if you guys stuck around. See you next time. Bye.